This is the AI News Flash for May 9th, 4 p.m. UTC. First up, Chicago Federal Reserve Bank President Austan Goolsbee formally warned that the U.S. economy could fall into stagflation if the AI boom disappoints, marking a significant alarm from a senior central bank official. According to detailed Barron's reporting, Goolsbee noted that more than one-third of current U.S. economic growth depends on AI-related capital expenditure. He cautioned that if the more than $725 billion of 2026 capex from the four major hyperscalers fails to deliver expected productivity gains, the U.S. could face a stagflation scenario where AI investment cutbacks slow growth while inflation remains sticky. This warning aligns with Nobel laureate Joseph Stiglitz's worst-case scenario of simultaneous AI bubble collapse and unemployment. IMF concerns about AI overheating in private credit, Michael Burry's $1.1 billion put options on NVIDIA and Palantir, Norway's sovereign wealth fund warning of 35% value loss risk, and BlackRock CEO Larry Fink's comment that AI infrastructure build-out is insufficient. Following Fed Governor Cook's warning about monetary policy limits in the face of AI unemployment and Goolsbee's earlier diminishing returns alarm, U.S. central bank officials are increasingly recognizing AI-driven structural economic risks as a major monetary policy uncertainty. Next, semiconductor giant Broadcom is facing serious funding delays in its estimated $18 billion custom AI chip deal with OpenAI as Microsoft hesitates to commit to a 40% upfront purchase. The case exposes capital intensity risks across the AI chip industry. According to Simply Wall Street's detailed analysis, Broadcom specializes in AI accelerators and networking chips for large-scale AI infrastructure. To secure financing for the initial production phase, the company is seeking Microsoft's commitment to purchase about 40% of the chips up front, but Microsoft has been cautious about offering the guarantee. Broadcom's stock at $412.56 is up 23.5% over 30 days, but Simply Wall Street's fair value model suggests the share price now sits around 26% above intrinsic value, even as analysts target $475.49 on average. The key structural risk highlighted is that Broadcom could be left carrying massive capex and balance sheet strain if major AI projects stall or are downsized after capacity has already been built. Against the backdrop of NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang's projection of $10 trillion AI semiconductor revenues by end of 2027, AMD's $100 billion plus AI chip revenue forecast for 2027, and the expansion of Google TPU, Amazon Trainium, and Microsoft Maya, this case becomes a symbolic example of how shifting power dynamics among chip suppliers, AI developers, and cloud platforms create new structural challenges in custom semiconductor projects without long-term purchase guarantees. Third, Springer Nature has formally retracted a meta-analysis published in Nature that AI advocates promoted as gold standard evidence for ChatGPT's educational benefits, dealing a significant blow to the scientific basis for AI integration in classrooms. Detailed reporting by Futurism indicates that the retracted paper synthesized 51 prior studies and concluded that AI chatbots like ChatGPT could deliver a large positive impact on learning performance. Springer Nature cited concerns about discrepancies that ultimately undermine the editor's confidence in the validity of the analysis. Ben Williamson at the University of Edinburgh criticized the work, suggesting the paper may have synthesized very poor quality studies or mixed together results from studies that simply cannot be accurately compared, raising fundamental doubts about the scientific basis the AI education advocacy camp had relied upon. The retraction conflicts with separate research showing AI can impair critical thinking, reduce brain activity during cognitive tasks, and harm memory retention. Combined with Colorado's landmark AI healthcare youth restrictions and 78 AI chatbot safety bills under review across 27 states, the retraction symbolizes a fundamental rethink of the scientific basis for AI deployment in education. Fourth, the Florida legislature has passed a landmark state law aimed at preventing AI data centers from passing electricity costs onto household power bills, marking a major escalation of state-level consumer protection regulation against AI data center power burdens. According to detailed WFTV reporting, the new law requires AI data center operators to disclose their utility contract structures transparently, restricts mechanisms that pass summer peak electricity costs to consumers, and mandates that operators secure their own power capacity. The bill was driven by concerns over rising household electricity rates as hyperscalers expand capex within Florida and was passed swiftly with bipartisan support. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has strengthened his AI skeptic stance amid the politicization of AI as a 2026 midterm issue. The move parallels opposition from 17 Republican governors in 27 states against AI data centers, the White House's ratepayer protection pledge signed by 7 companies, and other major regulatory developments. Amid the 4 major hyperscalers' $725 billion 2026 capex, PJM electricity market projections of an additional $9.3 billion in capacity costs, household monthly bill increases of $16 to $18, and the IEA's projection of 1,100 terawatt-hours of AI data center electricity consumption by 2030, the Florida law symbolizes how the policy clash over balancing AI infrastructure expansion with community and household burdens has become a defining issue for the 2026 midterm elections. Last up, prominent macro research firm Yardeni Research has formally concluded that semiconductors and AI-related component manufacturers, rather than the Magnificent Seven stocks, stand as the structural primary beneficiaries of the AI investment theme, sending an important signal that may reshape AI investor stock selection strategies. According to a Yardeni Quick Takes article, the 4 major hyperscalers' $725 billion 2026 capex creates certain demand across the semiconductor and AI-related components supply chain, regardless of uncertainty about hyperscalers' own AI monetization. The firm cited as evidence the fact that semiconductor investment ETFs reached new record highs in April. Against the backdrop of Michael Burry's AI bubble criticism backed by his 2008 subprime track record and $1.1 billion put options, Norway's sovereign wealth fund warning of 35% value loss risk, and Goolsbee's stagflation alarm, Yardeni emphasizes the divergence between Mag-7 AI monetization uncertainty and the certainty of semiconductor hardware supply chain demand. Combined with Micron's 2026 HBM sellout and triple-digit DRAM price increases, AI memory tightness across SK Hynix, Samsung, and Micron TSMC's 2-nanometer capacity, exclusivity for Apple, and over 30% revenue growth, NVIDIA's 82% Q4 net profit growth, and the benefits accruing to AMD, Broadcom, ASML, Applied Materials, and Lam Research. This analysis underpins the structural durability of the second phase of the AI investment theme, led by the semiconductor sector. That's all for this AI News Flash.